So Davante Adams to the Kansas City Chiefs is heating up in somehow, some way. On Twitter, if you look it up, there's been some reports that Davante Adams and the Kansas City Chiefs are actually somehow, it's a possibility somehow, like the Kansas City Chiefs, they're monitoring the situation. That's what I've seen on Twitter per Chiefs Blitz. And it's honestly pretty scary when you think about how good this team could be if they added Davante Adams. But the only problem with this is that Davante Adams plays for the Las Vegas Raiders. I know when I do these videos, I'm going to point out how good the player would be with the Chiefs or the team, and what they would bring to the team. But, I'm going to also point out the possibilities and why it may or may not happen. And Davante Adams is just a Raider, and that's honestly the sad truth. And it's like, would the Raiders really want to help the Kansas City Chiefs? And the Kansas City Chiefs, they don't mind taking Davante Adams if the Raiders are still willing to pay some of the money. So if you look at all these other teams that he could go to, 49ers, Saints, Jets, Bills, why would the Raiders specifically trade Davante Adams to us? So the only reason we can get Davante Adams is probably by overpaying. And then that just goes into what Brett Veach wants to do. Do you want to overpay? Are you really focused on a three-peat that bad to the point where you want to overpay? You overpay for Adams this year, you guarantee get the three-peat. For sure, like guaranteed you're going to get that three-peat. You don't overpay Adams and maybe Rashee Rice, is hurt bad and Hollywood doesn't come back. And then Worthy, God forbid, is the last player that's, really good in that wide receiver room that might get injured, because you just never know. And then there's no three-peat at all. So it's either you overpay for a wide receiver right now, or you risk that you try to go with the Mahomes hero ball thing once again in the defense saving us, and you risk a chance of us not getting the three-peat. But Davante Adams brings a lot to the Chiefs, obviously. It's not even, you don't really have to even talk about what he brings to the Chiefs. Like, it's not nothing to really speak about. We know what he did with Aaron Rodgers. We know Davante Adams has been one of the most consistent wide receivers throughout these years. And it's time he plays with a contender, in my opinion. I know he wants a ring. And obviously, when you're a wide receiver, the best place to get a ring at is the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, obviously, the Chiefs remain an unlikely trade destination for Davante Adams. But it's still always a possibility that it could happen. Like, anything could happen in the NFL. But if the Kansas City Chiefs was to land Davante Adams, that will obviously bolster the Chiefs wide receiver room that, we're going to be without Hollywood Brown for the rest of the year, and Rashee Rice for the foreseeable future. We don't know what's going to happen with him. Good news is that it's looking like it's not an ACL tear, but he's still maybe out for a month at least. So that's pretty bad, losing your star wide receiver for a month, which is like about 4 games, or no, maybe 3 because of the bye week. So we should be good. But right now, the money situation for the Kansas City Chiefs is not the best. So they definitely would need the Las Vegas Raiders to take up some of Davante Adams' contract, And the Chiefs, they lost Rice. So obviously we're going to be out there trying to get a wide receiver. But Davante Adams, while he is one of the best wide receivers that's out there, that's available, it's just not going to make sense on the Raiders' behalf. Like, we know they're not winning the AFC West, but since the Kansas City Chiefs are a team that's coming off back-to-back Super Bowls, other teams, they don't want to trade with the Chiefs because they don't want the Chiefs to keep winning. So it really makes stuff hard when it comes to us trying to make trades, because they don't want to see the Kansas City Chiefs win. So it's teams that would literally refuse to trade with the Chiefs no matter what they offer, just due to the fact that it's the Kansas City Chiefs. Davante Adams is one of the best, not even only best wide receivers in football. He's one of the best players in football. So if you pair Patrick Mahomes with a guy like Davante Adams, that's going to be like a Tom Brady and Randy Moss type of duo right there, And I don't think the NFL would even allow that to happen. But if you're considering the injuries to Hollywood Brown and Rashee Rice, the Chiefs, they're virtually back to where they were a year ago, with the lack of talent at wide receiver. And we're like one Xavier Worthy injury away from being a horrible wide receiver room. If we lose Xavier Worthy, it's over. Like, the Chiefs, they have to make a trade. It has to happen. It's like, you can't just keep relying on Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce to just magically lead us to the Super Bowl. Like, it just can't work like that. It can't work like that. The defense is very good, but they can only do so much. When you keep putting the defense out there on the field, obviously that's going to lead to them getting scored on. So the offense, they have to be able to step it up. Davante Adams, he turns 32 years old on December 24th, so obviously we don't want to give up everything for him. But the Raiders, they need draft picks, they need salary cap, and that's to have any hope of contending next season. And they're probably like 2 solid off seasons away from even contending for a wild card spot in 2026. And by that time, Davante Adams would be 34 years old. So who cares what the Chiefs really do while you independently rebuild? So if the Chiefs offer the right thing, I think the Las Vegas Raiders would do it. So if this was to happen, man, like, it would definitely be league shattering. And that's just one of the names, Like I told you, I'm going to keep making these videos because there's so many other wide receivers that the Kansas City Chiefs could go out there and trade for right now. And Davante Adams was just the name that I chose to do today, just due to the fact that I heard the Chiefs are monitoring the situation. But it's still guys like Amari Cooper out there, Deontay Johnson, who I would make a video of them too as well. And then I'm going to have another video. I got a lot of content coming out for y'all. I made one on Tyreek Hill potentially returning to the Chiefs. But I don't want that. Even though I said I wouldn't mind, I don't know. Tyreek Hill, the way he talked about the Chiefs, the way he was talking hot and throwing us like under the bus and stuff, I don't really want that dude back. The first dude I did was DeAndre Hopkins. Now, I know I've been a fan of DeAndre Hopkins since like forever. I've been talking about him literally since we even lost Tyreek Hill. I've been wanting DeAndre Hopkins to be on the Kansas City Chiefs, but obviously that didn't happen, and there's still another chance for that this year. That's like out of all the wide receivers, me personally, since DeAndre Hopkins is just one of my favorite wide receivers, I would want him on the Kansas City Chiefs. But if we could get Davante Adams, that's even better, just from a skill set point of view. But I don't know, man. It's just the Raiders and if they want to be ignorant, because they're very ignorant to the Chiefs. So I don't know if they're even going to want to do that. But Deontay Johnson, that's another good option. He's pretty fast and he's young, so I would love that one as well. Amari Cooper, who in my opinion has been very underrated throughout the years, one of the best route runners in the game for sure. And he's always been an underrated wide receiver to me. So I would love Amari Cooper on the Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, man, we're going to make more videos like this for sure. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. It's been your boy Chiefs Priority. I'm out, man. Peace.